Welcome to part number 8 of Pokemon Red. So, we just finished catching Oddish in the last video, and now we're going to continue to make our way towards Bill's seaside cottage to the north of Cerulean City. And first, we're going to talk to this guy. He apparently just got down from Mount Moon and is north of Cerulean City, even though Mount Moon is to the west of Cerulean City. I don't know how that works, but anyway, he has a Machop. I don't think we've seen this one yet. So, Machop is a fighting-type Pokemon, and this Machop's picture is going to be completely different from any other Machop. Any other Machop in the future. For one, this one has a tail. This one has a tail. I'm not completely positive, but I am pretty sure that Machop in the future doesn't have a tail. So, this actually isn't that different from Mankey right now. All it's gonna know is Karate Chop, which we all know I hate because of how critical hit oriented it is. But yeah, we take out the Machop, easy schmeezy, and then they sent out a Geodude. Hikers generally have either rock, ground, or fighting type Pokemon. So they're actually pretty much a cakewalk. See, one shot. Geodude's nothing. It can't handle a Squirtle. You worked hard. I sure did. Drat, a Zubat bit me back in there. Yeah, friggin' Zubat's trying to bite people. So, off screen, I actually bought some more Pokeballs. I'm just saying, because last time I had, like, 5 when we caught the Oddish. Now I have 14. I bought some. You're going to see Bill? First, let's fight. Okay. Don't know what that has to do with seeing Bill, but okay. So, this one has an Onix. A pretty high-level Onix, but still, it's just an Onix. Come on, we can take this out without any effort, and we're gonna let Oddish do it this time. Why? Well, because Oddish needs some leveling too. I mean, we're going to be relying on him quite a bit, actually. We're actually going to be relying on Oddish quite a bit, so he needs some attention as well. And watch him almost one-shot the Onix and get, like, all of his health back. Oh, all of his health back. Oh, I love it. Oddish is a really good one to use against rock/ground Pokemon at the beginning because of Absorb. They can just wail on him all they want, and it's still gonna get most of its health back. And Zubat learned Bite. Go figure, right after we talked to the guy that got bit by a Zubat. Here's something. I sure am. The trail below is a shortcut to Cerulean City. You're going to want to remember that. That's basically the quicker way back to Cerulean City from Bill's house. So, I believe I switch out to Squirtle. Local trainers come here to practice. Geez, you know, I did not see this many houses in Cerulean City. How are there this many trainers? So this is another standard youngster, a Rattata and an Ekans, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know, I'm getting tired of it too. But luckily we can get through them pretty quick here. And what's more, it's just going to keep getting quicker that we get through them. See, Ratta's down. Oh no, I'm wrong, he doesn't have an Ekans, he has a Spearow. I think we've only seen Spearow once. Spearow actually hits harder than Pidgey does. And it has Peck, which is the lowest level flying type attack. It's pretty good. It's got a high critical hit rate, like Karate Chop, but not the same amount of power, so it's not as bad. Spearow's another really good flying-type Pokemon to get at the beginning of the game. You can find it to the left of Viridian City. So if you don't want to use Pidgey, get a Spearow. And this guy actually says something important. It is best to raise different kinds of Pokemon, if you want it to be easy. Oh, you lucky duck. Jeez, I never get to go to any parties. Why? I'm cool. Ooh, a Slowpoke. This kid is actually the toughest trainer that you're gonna face on the way to Bill's. No, I'm serious. He's gonna... Watch, he's just gonna really kick my ass here. So we start out with Oddish, because Slowpoke is a water type, but it's also a psychic type, and one of the big downsides to all of the early grass Pokemon except for 2, well, all grass Pokemon in this game except for 2, they're all grass/poison, and poison is weak against psychic. So, Slowpoke is just ripped Oddish to shreds right there. I mean, good lord. I use Pidgeotto to spam Sand Attack because I just see this going south, and it actually saves me in the end. This isn't as bad as the Raticate battle for me right now, just because of how high my Pokemon's level are. How high their level is. Whatever. How high of a level they are. There. So, it's not as bad, but you do want to watch out. This guy will rip you to shreds. His Slowpoke has, I know for a fact, Confusion, as that's all we're seeing. I believe it also has Water Gun, though, so you want to watch out for that, in case you chose, say, Charmander. Or you're using a Rock type, which if you are, then stop it! Oh boy, but watch, it's a very close call here. I wouldn't have beaten this thing without, Pidgeotto's Sand Attack. Which clearly is working wonders, as you may be able to tell. Now, I could have switched over to Zubat, because he does have a Bug-type attack, which is super effective against Psychic, but at the same time, Zubat's Flying/Poison, and Poison's weak to Psychic. I guarantee you, his Slowpoke would have taken out Zubat before I took out his Slowpoke. Slowpoke's actually one of my favorite Pokemon, by the way. I absolutely love it. Look at it, it's got this really vacant stare, and it's goofy. I like it, and it's pink, and I like it. I like it a lot. Oh. Yeah, somehow my Squirtle pretty much gets almost knocked out by the end of this. Seriously, it's like, what, 1, maybe 2 tackles away from being knocked out, and... Yep, 2 tackles, and I get hit again. Sand Attack clearly just didn't want to work this time. It's not a guaranteed strategy, it does have its flaws. But, you know, it helps. Pidgeotto hit level 19. Pidgeotto's next attack that it's going to get, I think, is Whirlwind, and that's not till 21, I think. On SSN, I saw trainers from around the world. No kidding. So, yeah, I got my ass kicked pretty bad there. It may not look as bad as it is, but anyway. As you may have guessed, I do go and heal. So now let's move on. Hi! My boyfriend is cool! Well, good for you! How many people out there would actually say, hi! My boyfriend is so freaking lame! But a male Nidoran. In the last video I talked about the female Nidorans. And I know we've seen the male ones already, but yeah, I like the male Nidoran better. I like the evolved forms of the female one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say better. I like Nidorina and Nidoqueen better than Nidorino and Nidoking. A little hard to keep them straight sometimes. Not Queen and King, obviously, but Rena and Reno. Yay! Squirtle hit level 22! Ooh, and it's trying to learn Bite! Bite is actually one of my favorite moves through, like, the whole entire game, actually. It's a very useful move. But yeah, 2 of my Pokemon learned Bite in this video. How awesome is that? Oh, and she has a female Nidoran. Crazy. Like I said, this is all really old footage, so I don't remember everything that goes on. I don't memorize every Pokemon every trainer has. But right there, see, it learns Scratch, which is an okay move, but it's not as powerful as Horn Attack. Not that it matters. I'm confident Zubat's just gonna rip this thing to shreds. Especially if it uses Poison Sting. I mean, what the hell? Why would it... I'm not gonna lie, the AI in Pokemon Red and Blue is a little bit iffy. Just because it makes some pretty stupid choices. Not as bad as an Emerald, though. Holy crap, I can't wait for that. But it does make some pretty stupid choices, and believe me, there's gonna be plenty of instances where you guys get to see that throughout this LP. Anyway, though, Yeah, we just Leech Life the Nidoran female to death. I mean, it doesn't stand a chance. Come on. Come on! I mean, it takes a little while. And honestly, it probably could kill me. Or kill Zubat. It does hit hard enough that how much I heal doesn't outweigh how much damage it does. Of course, though, when you get a critical hit, it doesn't matter. Yay, we beat the lass. I was in a bad condition. What? Her Pokemon were fully healed. How is she in bad condition? But look! Squirtle! It's evolved into a Wartortle! Huzzah! That's right. After having learned Bite, I figured it was time. We may as well let Squirtle evolve into Wartortle. And oh yes, I know. Every girl wishes that their guy was as good as me. You'd be surprised how often I get that. I know, crazy, right? Anyway, that's Wartortle's stats. It's much stronger than Squirtle, and I like Squirtle better, but I still like Wartortle. So I go ahead and heal Zubat because I don't want to go back to the Pokemon Center right now. Seriously, it's quite a ways away. It's a lot of walking. So yeah, I'd rather not. We're going to switch Oddish out to the front place, though, so that way it can gain a few levels. Because as it stands, level-wise, my team's really unbalanced. So, I'm going to have to see a Pokemon collector at the Cape. Well, go figure, so are we. Crazy, right? So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, hikers generally always have rock, ground, and fighting type Pokemon. And Oddish is a grass type, which gets 4 times damage against rock and against Geodude because it's rock and ground. Sorry, I'm stumbling. But because of that, they don't stand a chance. There's no way they can beat Oddish. Well, right now there's no way they can beat Oddish. And Oddish learned Poison Powder. Honestly, Poison Powder's pretty worthless. Poison, in fact, Poison is actually a pretty worthless status effect, in my opinion, unless you have a certain one. There's a condition of Poison that's above regular Poison that is actually somewhat useful. Regular Poison is pretty much worthless, though. I don't like it. Ugh. If only Karate Chop was a fighting type move, it would not be able to hurt Oddish very much. But as you can see, Poison, as you already know, slowly drains their health away. Not nearly enough to make a difference, though. Just not nearly enough. But yeah, we're going to take out this Machop. I think Oddish can handle it. I'm willing to bet it can. I mean, it can heal itself, so why wouldn't it be able to, you know? Well, right there is why, because Machop gets critical hits left and right. Seriously, Karate Chop is way freaking strong for this point in the game. So, I have to use a potion. That's why I got him. Normally, I play through the game, I don't ever even use potions. But, you know, I want to keep things flowing, and I feel potions are the way to do that. Obviously, it helped a ton. I'm back down to 8 HP already. Friggin' Machop. But that's alright, because as you'll see here in just 1 second, you already know what's going to happen. Or at least you should. Bloop. Geodude's knocked out, and let's see how much Oddish heals. Oh, not as much as I thought, but enough. It gets it back into the green. And it gained 2 levels from that battle, which is pretty good. It's a lot closer to to my other team than it used to be, so I'm happy. The collector has many kinds of rare Pokemon. No kidding, you would assume that a collector would have rare Pokemon, you know? Jeez, freaking hikers. I'm a cool guy. I've got a girlfriend. Yeah, well, if it's that girl that we just got done beating up, evidently she wishes you were as good as me, dude. I love it. And this guy, once again, is another really standard battle. I'm really tired of the Rattatats. I don't even mind the Ekans so much, it's the Rattatats I'm tired of. I mean, we always see these things. Always. It gets so old. Luckily, though, Zubat has Bite now, and Bite is just such a freaking awesome attack. This is when Zubat starts becoming more battle efficient. Because before, you know, Leech Life, it's only good in certain situations. Otherwise, it's a pretty subpar attack. Supersonic, it's useful, but it doesn't hit very often. So what you want to do is just, you know, use Bite against things that Leech Life is not super effective against. And you still use Supersonic, but focus more on doing damage. Don't do what I'm doing here and try and Supersonic this thing to death. Instead, I should have just Leech Lifed it. I should have just Leech Lifed it, not screwed around with Supersonic, because it... the accuracy for it is terrible. Anyway, though, with Leech Life against Ekans... Seriously, this has to be, like, the most popular Pokemon team setup. I don't know if people have been keeping track, because I've battled every trainer so far along the way. I'm not sure if we run into more battles with Caterpie and Weedle, or Rattata and Ekans. I really don't know. Aw, darn. Oh well, my girl will cheer me up. Will cheer me up. Well, good for you. I mean, you know, that's how you get over getting your ass kicked. Oh well, whatever. Life goes on. Go away now. Anyway, we picked up one of my favorite TMs. It contains Seismic Toss. This is one of my favorite moves in this game, and any Pokemon game. What it does is it deals damage based on what your level is. Like, Wartortle's level 22, so it's gonna always do 22 damage. Which is awesome, I love it. Anywho, stay tuned for part number 9. I'll see you later.